All right, we're going to take this opportunity to talk about the Fast platform accessories. The Fast series in our lineup is consisted of the Fastpack Scout, the Fastpack Lightspeed, and the Fastpack EDC. They range in various sizes from being just kind of a small special reconnaissance bag in the Fastpack Scout to the Lightspeed being a 22-liter kind of everyday or specific built bag, and then the EDC being kind of a larger 30-liter bag that you can use for 2 to 3 day travel or 2 to 3 day field adventures. But aside from those bags, we have a ton of accessories that mount to those bags. And the reason why we consider the series, or why we call it the Fast series, is because the idea is that you could quickly attach a number of accessories to the bags to kind of kit them out or load them out to suit your needs, whether that's everyday carry or travel, or if you're an end user overseas or something like that. You can kind of just build them out the way that you need them. So we're going to take this opportunity, quickly run through what some of those accessories are, and then I'm going to show you a quick example of kind of how one would build out a Fast Pack, and then kind of showcase some new upcoming products for 2019 in terms of the Fast series. So like I said, we have everything here except for the RDDP pouches, our rapid deployment dump pouches. But those are pretty self-explanatory. All right, so starting over here, we have the booster pod. This is the double. Really what this is it's just a kind of a standard single zip pouch or pocket. You can see here, it's just really meant to attach on the exterior of one of your bags. Something, a pouch that you could just quickly dump gear in. We have it in a double and a single. I'll show you the single here in a second. And really it's just kind of a standard organization pouch. It attaches via MOLLE that you see here, but then we also added these two nylon loops here that you can use slit clips to attach that to other accessories that aren't TAD bags, like to loose webbing or something like that if you have non-TAD bags, or if you're using one of our more like Axiom 24, Meridian, things like that, some of our more low profile street stuff, you can still attach it using the helix attachment points there. So that's your booster pod. It's pretty standard, just a single center zip. This is a double, the single is half the size there. Moving on over, one of our more popular ones is the GPP1, the General Purpose Pouch 1. This one is in a VX fabric. We also offer it in a Cordura fabric, a 1000D Cordura. This one is, as the name implies, general purpose pouch. So you can run it, of course, with the MOLLE, attaching it to any of the Fast bags. But you can certainly also run it on a belt or other non-TAD bags by sliding, especially if you have a stability belt or waist belt or something like that, you can slide that through there. So it's great on or off bags. You have a front pocket here. It's just kind of a quick stow pocket, kind of a half zip open, and then you have two mesh dividers in there, and then you have a small little kind of a lanyard attachment point here, so if you want to run something like a compass or a flashlight or something on a lanyard, you could stow it there. So that's the GPP1, or the General Purpose Pouch 1. Then we have the GPP2, which is the big brother, so the General Purpose Pouch 2, and as you can see, this one kind of takes the one, elongates it a little bit, makes it taller, and then adds some MOLLE on the front. So what you could do is then take any of our other PALs or MOLLE accessories and mount it there, so you can start to kind of build your kits out, if you will. Very similar in design in the sense that it opens up. You have a lanyard attachment point or dummy cord attachment point. You have a single organization kind of pocket here in the back, and then it's just kind of a deep opened pocket. You've got D-ring attachment points here on the top. Again, the idea is if you start to mount things to it, it can kind of bulk up. But if you need to do something like, again, lanyards, dummy cords, things like that, you don't lose this spacing in the back once it's mounted to the bag, so you can do some dummy cording there. Or conversely, if you need to mount it to a non-TAD bag or non-MOLLE bag, you can dummy cord it, zip tie it, whatever you see fit there. So that's the General Purpose Pouch 2. Moving on over, this is the OP1, or Organizational Pouch 1. Again, MOLLE compatible, PALS compatible, D-ring attachment point, so again you can mount it to any non-TAD bag. Just to go over this one real quick, it's, as the name states, organizational pouch. You kind of clamshell it open like this, and you've got a ton of different sized webbing spacing for anything from pins to flashlights, knives, various tools, things like that. You have kind of an open top pocket here on the back. You have a zippered pocket here on the other side, so for valuables you don't want to lose, you can stow them there. Moving around to the front, you have this Velcro pocket that opens up and again spaced nicely for small knives or tools and a pen. And then you kind of have this hidden pocket that pops open, so it's kind of a quick stash pocket, if you will. Great for a passport or maps or things of that nature, or small GPS unit, something like that you want to stash in there or drop in there real fast. So again, that's the OP1. And then we move into some of our smaller accessories. We have our S1 and S2 pouches. These are just kind of generalized narrow MOLLE pouches. So size for anything from a pistol mag. This is just a standard G19 pistol mag. It'll also take like a Leatherman Mutt or a G17 or larger mag, something of that nature. Chem lights, and then you have our smaller one, the S2, that'll hold something like a flashlight, again, small chem lights or strobe lights or something like that. So again, those are MOLLE compatible, but for non-tad bags, you can just zip tie them on. Then we come over to our control panel. This is our new control panel one that we introduced in 2018. And the idea here with control panels in general is we wanted to have a way for users to not just mount pouches on the external of the bags, but also the internal of the bags. So all the fast bags from the Scout, the Lightspeed, and the EDC, you have mounting brackets inside. So you can mount the control panels in any real orientation you want, whether you're mounting them vertically or horizontally. And to do that, you would just remove these attachment straps and then use them on the side webbing here. Okay, so if you wanted it to kind of fold out like a book or fold kind of open, whichever way you want, and I'll show you an example here in the Scout, you can kind of mount those however you see fit. So the idea here is, one, you can take any of the pouches that I just went over and mount them as you see fit on this kind of PALS blank template, if you will. Or you can simply just use it as a standard organizational pouch. So you've got two zipper compartments here. You can use anything from electronic equipment, pens, pencils, separating your tools out, whatever your use case is. They also have a sleeve here. When it comes to you, it comes with a rigid backing here. But you can also get a ballistic panel. We have the Angel Armor Tad Edition ballistic panel that's sized to go in here. So you can slide that in. Or you can just use it as a kind of a sleeve. If you have electronic equipment like an iPad or something like that, you can simply slide it in there, and it makes a great kind of transport sleeve. So the idea here was that you would kind of build these out depending on what your need was. So if you have a Fastpack Scout and it's your backcountry bag, you'd kind of have a control panel built out for, you know, backcountry use. And then if it's the same bag that you use when you go to the office on the, you know, other days of the week, you'd have another control panel built out for whatever office use tools you may need. So then as your need changes, you would just switch out control panels. So again, this is the control panel 1 that we introduced, the new control panel 1 that we introduced in 2018. Now to show you kind of an example of what all that really means, kind of tying it all together, is we have a Fastpack Scout here. Now this one's fairly tricked out with new accessories that are coming in 2019. Just to kind of show you an example, on the external of the bag, you can see I've kind of got a slew of different pouches and organizers mounted to it. So to start on this side, this is the single booster pod. So you can see I've just mounted it on the side here, just, you know, quick, easy access to drop in, you know, whatever I may be using if I'm doing field use stuff or, you know, travel, whatever the case may be. Coming around to the front transporter tail, which I'll go over in a second, I've got 2 Theorem cell vaults and then our new up-and-coming OP0. So the Theorem cell vaults are great because you can just kind of pop them open, drop out some batteries, or keep spare charging cables or something like that handy so you don't have to dig down into your bag. OP0, just a nice slim version of the OP1 that we talked about real quick. So clamshell's open, and again, it's just a smaller version, kind of narrowed down so you can do your pens, your USB keys, charging cables, your earbuds, small GPS unit, whatever the case may be there. Again, you have that kind of small stow pocket here, and then you have just that kind of that front flat pocket. It's great for passports and things like that. again, all that is mounted to the transporter tail. So the transporter tail is this modular accessory that attaches to all of our fast packs. The Lightspeed and the EDC come with a transporter tail. The Scout does not. So if you own a Scout and you want to kind of trick it out like this, you need to purchase a transporter tail to do so. But it basically mounts to the front of the Lightspeed and allows you to mount other, other pouches or accessories onto it. But conversely, it allows you to hold gear against your pack and then kind of use this as a retainer. So if you're going to do a helmet, rope, really whatever you come across in your use cases, you can then hold those items against your pack, and it kind of acts as kind of just a great stuff sack or retainer like that. And then moving around to the side, this is our up and coming unnamed water bottle pocket holder. So you can see I just have a standard clean canteen, but it'll also hold a Yeti Rambler or a Nalgene or something like that. The idea here is you just have a simple shock cord retention, and it's not just built for water bottles. You can use anything from umbrellas if it's just kind of your everyday thing, or you can use it as a dump sack, and then you can just cinch it down to retain whatever you're dumping in there. It has a slew of small pocketing, so you've got these small organizational pockets on the side, and you kind of have this hidden one in the back. So it's more than just a water bottle holder, but we've had a lot of requests to make a water bottle holder for our Fast series, so this is certainly a work in progress, but it's getting close to final design there. When not in use, you can just compress it down, stuff the loose cording inside, and it takes up almost no real estate on the side of your bag there. So up and coming, stay tuned for that. Moving into the internals of the Scout, just to show you kind of control panel in use. So this is an up-and-coming control panel 2 that you see here. Again, it's kind of taking the idea of mixing a control panel and an OP1 or OP0. So you've got zippered closure compartments here if you want to keep, essential valuables separated from other items. Pens, pencils, GPS units, you name it, anything that can slide down into these pocketing, flashlights, knives, etc. And then with this particular one, the backing will be Velcro, and I've gone ahead and mounted it so it kind of folds out vertically, if you will. But again, you can mount it so it folds out kind of like a book, so it'll fold out horizontally. And then one final accessory. So this is a Cordura version of a GPP1 or General Purpose Pouch 1, but I've got it mounted to our new control tabs that'll be coming out. Control tabs allow you to take any MOLLE accessory, so any of the pouches that I just went over, from the booster pods to the OP1s to the S1s, whatever, even non-TAD accessories, and it allows you to mount them, as you can see here, to these Velcro strips, and then you can use those to mount to not just this, but to any Velcro accessory or loop accessory, if you will, so you can quickly grab that pouch if I was going to use this as a med pouch or something like that. So, and that is mounted to our new control panel 2 that'll be coming out in 2019. And so all that is mounted into my Scout, so you can see here. And that's just kind of a quick little example of how all the pouches and accessories come together to kind of build out your bag or your kit for whatever your use case may be.